Am I the asshole for telling my postpartum wife the same thing she told me? Let's see. So this is a throwaway. I'm reading. So this is a throwaway, and I really need some advice. So for some backstory about me, when I was younger, I was bullied for being fat, basically, and my mother. Oh, I read that wrong. For being fat, and basically, and my mother wouldn't help me lose weight. So when I got into college, I lost a lot of weight and gained muscle, and now I'm 6'5" and 240 pounds. Okay. So me and my wife have been together since we were 25. We are now 32 and had our baby 6 months ago. She's had a hard time taking care of him, so I've been helping in any way I can. So I haven't had much time to go back to the gym. I haven't gained that much weight, maybe 25 to 30 pounds, which is okay because I still look good. I'm so glad that you feel that way. That's so good. I plan to go back to the gym when he gets on a better sleep schedule and my wife isn't so tired. She's recently been telling me that I'm getting fat. Ugh. See, now, on its own, that's pretty bad. But as his wife, I'm assuming she would already know about his backstory. Like, he had to give us that context because we're strangers. But her being his wife, like someone he loves dearly and like is in his life constantly, like all the time, like is a big part of his life is what I mean. Like, I'm pretty sure she would know about that. I don't see why she would ever think that's an okay thing to tell him. Like, that is so, ooh, no. Don't say that kind of thing. Like, oh my god. Um okay, and I'm not as attractive as before? Seriously? Jeez. That's harsh. Like, that's really harsh. Like, wow. Wow. I mainly brush her comments off, but she's been doing this a lot recently and it's been making me upset. I've told her this and she said she'll stop, but she hasn't. Ew. I don't like this. So I told her, if you don't stop, I'm going to say something you aren't going to want to hear. She laughed and said, okay, while rolling her eyes. Okay. Yeah, this seems very unhealthy. Like, a lot of the time you'll hear about people on Reddit, like, divulging their stories of, like, how their daily life is going with someone, and you're like, ooh, that's unhealthy. This is unhealthy. I'm saying it right now. This is one of those stories where you're like, I don't like that. If it were me personally, I would have left, never come back. I hate it here. I hate it here. So on Monday, she had called me fatty, really? And I have like a really hard time believing that you would say something like this to your spouse. Like, and I know there's like domestic violence and stuff where, and like people like to say demeaning things to people to like be controlling or whatever, but like this is so wild. There's no way that someone thinks it's okay to say this type of thing. Like, what? Ugh. And said that I need to hit the gym before she calls my old classmate. Oh, that is far. That is so far. Before she calls my old classmates, so that he can get bullied again in his adulthood. And the crazy thing about that is, if as mature adults, I think some bullies at least. Well, I can't even say. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm only basing this off of the movies, but I'm hoping that at least some of them would be old, like mature enough to look back at their like what they did in school and be like, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, and like grow out of it. But the fact that your own wife is bullying you right now and threatening to get your old bullies to sick your old bullies on you, like, this is concerning in a number of ways. I said I need to hit the gym. It's been 6 months since you've had the since you've had the baby. You should not be looking like that. I think he meant you. I think I said you. I think that's what he means. Jeez, she ran off crying. I haven't apologized because I don't know if I'm wrong or not. If I'm wrong, I will apologize, but I don't know. So I'm awful. Edit. She has not had any body issues in the past. She always feels like whatever weight she is, what I'm so sorry. This writing is so bad. Like, I feel for this guy, but the writing is horrible, horrendous. I'm not taking the fall for this. I'm so sorry. Um, she has not had any body issues in the past. She always feels like whatever weight she is what weight she is. I guess that's what it is. Yes, I do love her body. I find it attractive, so I just said that to get her back. So, I'm assuming she did have body issues and she just didn't say anything to draw attention to it, and she straight up is just deflecting is the issue here. Onto this guy. Who happens to be her husband, you know, which is so wild. So I think she has always had body issues. It's just a thought based on the reaction and based on like this whole like her not stopping even though she, like, you know what I mean? I feel like she's teasing him to feel better about herself because she just had a baby. She probably isn't feeling so great about her body, you know what I mean? And if she's always had that issue, it's probably exasperated by that. So I'm assuming that's always been a problem. He just hasn't known about it. She hasn't told anybody because she's, you know, insecure about it, and she doesn't, like, I feel like this is one of those times where it's hard for you to tell that someone's insecure about this thing, but they are. They definitely are. And this is very interesting. This is a very interesting situation. Obviously, she should not be saying these things to him, but I feel like I feel like he is it's a bad situation. I feel like it like he's I can't even, I don't want to say that he's justified because I don't believe he is in a way, but I feel like, you know, it's like they're even when he does say it, but at the same time it's like this is not healthy in any way, in any shape or like I feel like none of these people should be put in this situation. Well, obviously it's her fault first because like why would you say those things, and why, like, he told you to stop and you said you were gonna stop and then you didn't, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say she deserves it though. I don't think that she does. I just think she shouldn't have done that. I really don't. But I don't know. This is a bad situation, and as adults I feel like this is pretty like childish. Obviously her part first because she started it. And that sentence just like it is already childish, but yeah, I don't know. This situation is weird. I feel like he's not the asshole, but he could be less of an asshole. You know what I mean? He's like so far. I think there's more edits. A lot of you missed where I said I did talk to her about it. Yeah, he did talk to her about it. He asked her to stop, and then yeah, he let her rip. I mean if you, I mean, like, it's your fault if you don't take someone at their word. If someone threatens me and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna get it if you don't stop doing this thing," I'm gonna stop doing that thing. Sorry, because I believe you, and if I don't, what's the harm? Like, what's the harm in stopping anyway? If someone's bluffing, as opposed to like not stopping and they're not bluffing. I don't know. I feel like it's a bigger risk if you don't stop. Like, it's just my thought. So totally her fault for just like just being like, oh, okay, yeah, you're gonna say something I don't like. Yeah, he's gonna say something you don't like, and then he did, and then you were crying. So I don't know what you thought, where you thought this was going, but it was going there. So, anyways, and then there's a third edit. What I mean is that she's now a stay-at-home mom. So because she couldn't get him to stop crying in the morning, she wants me to take off work so she can go back to sleep. When I come home, we are equal. We both take care of him. But when I'm at work, that's her job. No, he wasn't up all night. He sometimes wakes up when a little after I wake up. Yes, I wake him up. What? I wake up with him too at night. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. That part I feel like doesn't add much for me. That's like just like the at-home arrangement. But except for the part where he said that while he's at work, she wants him to come home early. Is that what it says? She wants me to take off work so she can, yeah. I feel like that's a bit much. But I mean, also she's like a new mom, so she needs to get used to it. But at the same time, he's at work. Like, call a friend. Get a friend or something to help you out, because that's kind of like, what if he loses his job, and then you're both like in some doo-doo water, you know what I'm saying? Not that. Like you're in deep doo-doo, you know what I mean? Like, that's not thinking ahead very well. I don't know, this situation is really odd so far. And I'm like, so far, I'm just gonna say I don't think he's the asshole. I do believe they're both a little bit rough in this plot because, like, yes, I understand she's hurting your feelings, but also she did just have a baby, and I feel like, ooh, you know what I mean? That's weird. But also, it's reactionary. It's a reactionary thing for him to say this, so you can't blame him for and like also he tried to talk to her and it took him a while to like actually say that, so you know. So yeah, she's definitely the arsehole, but he's not. I'm gonna say that. Let's read the first comment, the first original comment. Couples often gain and lose weight through pregnancy and the aftermath. The relationship that makes I'm so sorry. The relationships that make it are the ones that support each other. Okay. Then response to that, someone says, "Not the arsehole. Your wife is an emotionally abusive arsehole. She shouldn't even have considered doing it in the first place. That she carried on and escalated after you reminded her screams personality disorder." I don't know anything about personality disorder, so I can't agree with that or disagree. But definitely, I think she is emotionally abusive because she like what other motivation would you really have for like for making your spouse feel bad, like for talking down to your spouse just because, like, there's no reason to do that. There's no reason. And then to know his backstory, because I can almost say, like, with certainty, there's a 99.99% chance that she knew about all of his history with, like, being bullied and and you know, there's evidence of it in the post itself, because she said she was going to call his classmates, which is so messed up. Like, seriously? So yeah, I do believe she's abusive in that regard, because what? Like, really? Really? You're just like, this is controlling. And actually, and that's what domestic violence is. It's controlling behavior, whether physical or not. Continuing that same comment, she needs therapy. Maybe it's postpartum depression presenting. Maybe it is, but either way, this is so unhealthy that, like, you can't blame it all on postpartum. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I don't know enough about postpartum to know that, but I feel like you can control whether or not you're being a jerk, like, well, maybe not like rude or, like, you know, short or whatever sometimes, but this is a different level. I feel like this is definitely deeper than that. All right, responding to that, someone said, "This, not the arsehole, but before jumping to conclusions about your wife's character because you married her for a good reason, it's important to keep in mind that some women are predisposed to postpartum onset of mental illness." Oh, I did not know that. Wow, that's actually kind of scary. It's critical for you to take some time to review your relationship. It's been 7 years, so you know her really well. Consider the below. And then they go on to list some things. 1, has her presentation, how she seems to you, how she treats you, how she behaves around the child, how she reports to be feeling, how she relates to the outside world, etc., changed since pregnancy and childbirth, outside of the general effects of hormones and sleep deprivation common among new parents. 2, if her presentation has changed, what does it look like? Can you make a list and talk with her about it? 3, talking about all of this might be challenging. Is she open to family counseling and maternal support? And 4, do you think she and your child are safe when home alone? Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Is it worth considering involving family members or formal maternal support services to ensure her and your child's safety and well-being? Those are all very good points and all super professional, and I have nothing to say about it. Let's move on. Yeah, someone under that just said, "That's a good checklist." Me too. That's exactly that's my sentiment. Let's move on to another original comment. Okay, so this person says, "Former fatty here that was bullied a lot. She knows your story, how hard you worked, how the bullying affected you. Then proceeded to try to bully you as a grown man who's putting off working out to help better the home situation and take pressure off her. Honestly, at this point, my reaction would be to, when she calls me at work to come get the baby so she can go to sleep, I'd say, "Oh, I can't cuz I'm going to the gym right now. You know, the thing you told me to do. And you know, you're going to have to figure it out for a second. And then I'll be home, but you know, you take an hour. You take an hour to figure it out and then I'll be there." Like, honestly, because at this point, like, honestly, I feel like that would be warranted. I do. That would be my reaction. And personally, I think I might be the arsehole in some of these situations. If I was put in these situations, I might come out as the arsehole, to be honest, because some of this is ridiculous. This included, like, this is wild. So that's what I would do, honestly. Continuing reading, this person says, "Nah, fam, she earned it, especially when you've asked her to stop and gave her warnings most of the time. I would not say it was the right thing, but attacking someone who's had specific trauma," yeah, that's the part. Someone who's had specific trauma around that repeatedly is messed up, and bullying, I bet you're not the only person she's bullied about that over the years. Yeah, that really does make me think that. Because it's not just something that like comes out of people. Like, if it's not already there, it doesn't just, you know, like, manifest as they're adults. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's nurtured in your childhood and then it gets bigger and worse as you get older. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there are ugly traits that people gain or like acquire in their adulthood, but I think those like, they kind of fester over a few years even in adulthood. So, like, this coming out of quote unquote nowhere, I mean, and I don't think he actually said that, but apparently it's a new thing because he had to write on Reddit about it. Yeah, I don't think it's out of nowhere. Honestly. So, not the arsenal, she earned it. In fact, I suggest rubbing it in a bit about starting working out at home, high intensity 30-minute workout a couple times a day. Keep killing it, brother. Honestly, I wouldn't even work out at home. I would say, you know, like, well, you already heard what I was going to say. I'd go work out at the gym and leave her with the child for like an hour or whatever. Let her deal with it. Like, because, you know, what? You want my help and you want to make me feel bad for helping you instead of doing this other thing that's not as important? Okay, well then I'll do that thing and then you won't get help. Just, I don't know. Anyways. Someone responding to that says, "She knows your story, how hard you worked." This is a quote. This little blurb is a quote from the above comment. "She knows your story, how hard you worked, how the bullying affected you." Can we take a second and point out how she took a personal story of OP, something he opened up to his partner about, where he was vulnerable, where he showed an actual traumatic weakness, and his partner turned it against him? Yeah, that is manipulator and, like, abuser pretty much behavior. Really? Like, really? That's the route you're gonna take? Anyways, not just a little bit, like calling him fatty, but threatening him to call his bullies. Yes, that's the part. Like, if it was just the other stuff, it would be like, okay, this is a little, like, yeah, you need to grow up and stop doing that. But the part about calling his bullies, really? That's like genuinely concerning. Like, she does not care about this guy's well-being, and that's scary. Like, you're married to this woman, you live with this woman, you've had a child with this woman, and she just cannot give it, like, she does not care about your well-being. That's like that's nightmare fuel for real. That's rough. Continuing, they said, "That's just so wrong. I would feel so betrayed." Yeah, this is his this is his baby mama. They've been in a relationship for so long, and this is how she treats his secrets and weaknesses. This is such a betrayal of trust. Yeah, like, this is something that people in middle school or high school do to people that they pretend to be friends with and don't and dislike, and then that's like how you get, like, the ex-best friends and whatever. But, like, you're gonna do that with, like, the person you chose to spend the rest of your life with? Really? Or did you just pick him because he was hot in the moment and then you didn't actually like him. Like, that is so sick. Like, I hate that so much. And I hate that people go through those things, like having to find out later, like being betrayed and having to find out later that these people didn't actually care about them and like different things like that. Like, that stuff is so, I can't, I really cannot. Anyways, someone responding to that says, especially the comment about calling up classmates is so messed up, like threatening. Yeah, it's a threat. It's like genuinely a threat. She's like trying to get a visceral reaction from this guy. Like, and I feel like a lot of conversations revolve around like people expecting like I feel like there's a lot of conversation around like people expecting women to do everything, you know what I mean? But this lady expects her husband to be able to do everything, to like work and then also be home early from work to help her with the baby, and then also to go to the gym. Who, like, when does she expect him to go to the gym? When she's sleeping? And the wee hours before he goes to work? Like, no, lady, he needs to sleep too. He's not a robot. This is wild. She's so wild for that. Let's go to another original comment. Let's say, okay, oh wait, that's not that is not original. All right, original. I'm going to be brutally honest. She's a Our boy is nearing his 9-month mark, and my weight has been JoJoing. That's what it says. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but I'm guessing it's just like bouncing back and forth a bit. I've already got extra on me, but my partner doesn't say that I'm a fatty. That's good. That's also bare minimum, but that's good. That's good. I also noticed a while back that my partner had been gaining a bit of weight and a bit more of a dad bod than now. But he still looks great, and I've changed our diet a bit so we can both lose a bit of weight. So my point is, it's okay to notice, but it's rude to go about it like that. Yeah, like, no one's saying you have to, like, like that whole, like, oh, I don't notice color thing. Like, okay, good for you, I guess, but, like, that doesn't help or hurt. Well, it kind of hurts people in some ways. We're not getting into that because this isn't about that. But, like, it's just as an example, like, okay, like, nobody's saying you can't notice. We're just saying you shouldn't be going and, like, pointing it out and saying, like, rude things when you do notice. Like what? Like, this is weird. This is very weird. But also, like, I feel like there shouldn't be such a stigma around gaining weight, especially as new parents. Like, you shouldn't have to be changing your diet to account for extra pounds or whatever. Like, your diet is working. You're healthy, and you were healthy before you had kids, and you'll continue to be healthy once you get to your regular lifestyle again, or maybe you won't get to your regular lifestyle again. Maybe that's why the change in the diet happened. But I feel like these people shouldn't feel pressured to change something so that they look a certain way to people who have no idea what their life is like. Like, you just had a baby. Please relax. And, like, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, I just mean, like, please relax. Like, do what you gotta do. Like, you don't have to look great for everybody all the time. Like, and by the way, you can, like she said, you can still look great in any weight. Like, any weight looks good as long as you're healthy. And if you're a little bigger, you're still healthy. Like, that doesn't change. You know what I mean? Like, you're still doing the same stuff you were before. Like, it's, like, this is weird. This is such a, I don't know. I don't like this part of the culture. You know what I mean? It's so weird. Anyways, let's see. Comment responding to that, taking a little blurb from that, said, so my point is, it's okay to notice, but it's rude to go about it like that, okay? Talking about weight gain, set up an exercise plan together, discuss how to handle child care while one or both of them are at the gym. There are so many ways to handle this constructively and lovingly. Yep, literally. She just wants to beat this guy down. Yet OP's wife chooses to continuously insult her husband. Not the asshole for holding a mirror up to her. No, yeah, literally. Yeah. Okay. Next, someone said, let's eat a bit more healthy together. Yeah. Simple as that. Also, you get older, you gain more in your midsection. It just is. Yeah, so what is she, like, the most ironic thing about this is she's the one who just had the baby. So she probably gained just as much weight, if not more, and she's only focused on him. And I know it's a deflection because that's like, that has to be what it is, like why she's doing that. Because any sane person would be like, oh, we both gained weight. That's so strange. And then just continue to do whatever. But geez, she's just, I don't know. This is rough. And this is why this is why when you have deep-seated insecurities, you gotta get some help for it, like something, because they'll rear their heads in ugly ways. And this guy, honestly, if she continues to do this and he gets sick enough of it, maybe they won't be together anymore at some point. And I'm not wishing that on any of them. I'm hoping they work it out properly, but geez, like some of these people just don't think, or they don't see, like, they underestimate the power of their spouse to, like, to think for themselves, or to feel like, hey, I don't think I want to go through this anymore, so maybe I won't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Okay. Where did I leave off? Let's go to another original comment. This one says, not the actual, your wife needs to choose her words a little more carefully. I feel like it's a bit more than that, but yeah. Responding to that, not the actual, you warned her and gave her exactly what she gave you. It wasn't kind, but it wasn't unwarranted either. Yeah, that's like, okay, that's such a good way to put it, because I feel kind of bad, because in the beginning, usually in these videos when I'm reading and I get to the end, I'm like, yeah, not the actual, like, that was totally warranted. I feel like there are situations where even when someone is rude to you, you being rude to them will be taken so much worse than them being rude to you. And that's not fair. That's really not fair. Because it's just like, it's the same treatment. Like, if you can't take it, please, like, stop giving it to me. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're just being such a hypocrite right now. But I feel like a situation where she's just had a baby is a bit different, because the hormones come into play, and also her brain chemistry might be a little, like, different. I don't know how any of that works. I could be totally wrong. I could be saying all the wrong things right now. But I feel like that's like a physical factor that she has no control over. Even though she's being a total jerk and she has no reason to do that, postpartum or not, like with those hormones and whatever, like, there's no justification for that. I feel like there could have been another way to resolve this. Maybe give her some space, and maybe just, like, I don't know, something. But I'm not gonna say that I would have ever reacted better, because I don't think I would, to be honest with you. I probably would have done the same thing, and I wouldn't have given her a warning like the other comment said. Like, they were saying, like, yeah, I wouldn't have warned this lady. I would have just said the rude thing. Me personally, I probably would have done that too. I don't like when people are rude to me, and I don't like making excuses for it, or like letting it happen. So I couldn't have done better, but I just felt like it wasn't kind. It wasn't like the greatest thing you could have done, but I wouldn't have done it better. So that's where I stand. Okay, responding to that, someone said, yeah, if she demands an apology, to tell her after you, and don't dish it out if you can't. Wait. I think I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, if she demands an apology, tell her after you, and don't dish it out if you can't take it. Yeah, pretty much. But I really hope this has made her realize how hurtful her comments have been, and that she will apologize to you for her I'm so sorry, for her own I can't read today. I'm so sorry. And that she will apologize to you of her own volition. Really, that comment about about your old classmates was a low blow. She must have known how triggering that was for you. Yeah. I just, like, I can't get over that. There's like no justification for that ever. None whatsoever. Responding to that, someone said, yeah, that classmates bit, talking about bringing his old bullies back, that's absolutely disgusting. What an awful person. OP, you don't deserve to be treated that way, especially given you're pouring yourself into being a good partner and father. Yeah, like, it's very rare that you hear of a man, like, in a relationship who's pulling his weight and going to work and not being like, well, I'm at work all day, I think she can take care of the kids like all day and after I get home from work. Like, this guy's like doing his best, you know what I mean? And then that's like the thanks he gets. Like, and obviously it's like the bare minimum to like pull your weight as a partner and as a father, but like, and as a parent, I mean, because, you know, there's the deadbeat mothers as well, but, you know, it's just like, it's very rare for you to hear about a man who's not doing the wrong thing when it comes to that. And then for this guy to do the right thing and also to like have this shoved in his face, like, that's rough. That's traumatic, and it's honestly sickening. Like, yeah, I don't know. Let me see. You've put your needs on the back burner until life stabilizes a bit, and this is the thing she gives you. Yeah, exactly. Not the asshole. Like the top comment in this thread said, you were unkind, but it absolutely wasn't unwarranted. She shouldn't dish it out if she can't take it herself. Yeah, literally. Sorry. Responding to that, someone said, it is pushing me off that he was vulnerable enough to share that with her and she chooses to bully him. Yeah. Yeah, that makes me really angry. Like, there's so many things wrong with this, but just, like, the fact that she is supposed to be the person who loves him most, the person who, like, understands him and sees him the most, like, and she decides to do that. I don't know. That's, like, like, me. I gotta stop saying me personally. Anyways, let's go to another original comment. If we can find one. Jeez, they're all not, there's none. Okay, here we go. This is kind of a big one. Okay. This one says, your wife is verbally abusive and you hit your limit. You are sacrificing your health for your family's well-being and she thinks that fat shaming you is the way to go? Silly woman. Maybe you should hit the gym hard again, but not for her, for you. An hour at least of peace and quiet. Tell her that you were expecting an apology for the abusive way she's been treating you. Make it clear to her that you are disappointed as she knows your past and you never expected the one person you should feel safe with would turn into your bully. Tell her that you will not tolerate her abuse, and if she continues, you will not retaliate with words like you did last, but with action. Your marriage might be on the line as you will not endure her toxicity. Yup. Also, tell her that her running away crying is ridiculous after all she's done to you. Instead of reflecting, she cries. She's like a child. Yeah. Definitely. I agree with all that. I don't think I can add. Yep. Responding to that, someone said, everyone always comments on how abusive men start showing their abusive side after having a baby. The same can be true for an abusive woman. Saying she should call up his old classmates is way over the line and a serious red flag. Yeah. Like I said, it shows that she does not care about his well-being, because what if those bullies from school have not matured and they still are bullies and still are like very bad people, and as adults they're much more dangerous because they're bigger and they're more powerful, right? And what if they actually, like, do something to harm him? like, what if she were actually to call them and then he does something to harm them? And then they do something to harm him? Like, that would... And what would she feel? Would she just be like, well, should have lost some weight? Or is she gonna be like, oh my god, what have I done? I don't know. And that would be up in the air because she seems to not care about his well-being. But anyways, I think I'm gonna end it there because I've been talking for a really long time. But thank you for watching, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing and everything, because I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to do a little special video for you next week where I read like a couple Reddit stories in a row, and then that way, you know, I'll do a little special that's like maybe an hour, maybe a little shorter, maybe a little longer, who knows, for the 1,000th subscriber and beyond, because I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you will catch me later.